Hi, my name is Mo, and this is KCMO Sports. Today I'm going to be talking about the AL West. Let's first start off by talking about the Houston Astros, who just got moved over from the National League to the American League. In left field, we got JD Martinez. In center field, we got Justin Maxwell. In right field, we got Fernando Martinez. At first base, we got Brett Wallace. At second base, we got Jose Altuve. At third base, we got Matt Dominguez. At shortstop, we got Tyler Green. At catcher, we got Jason Castro. And at designated hitter, we got Carlos Pena, who we've seen with the Tampa Bay Rays and the Chicago Cubs. And for their starting rotation, which is a pretty young rotation, I can tell you that. Number one, they got Lucas Harrell in 32 games. And he went 11-11, 3.76 ERA, and 140 strikeouts. At number two, we got Bud Norris in 29 starts. He went 7-13, 4.65 ERA, and 165 strikeouts. At number three, you got Jordan Lyles with 25 games, who went 5-12, 5.09 ERA, and 99 strikeouts. Number four, we got Philip Umber, who was playing for the White Sox last season, had that no-hitter in that perfect game. But that was a one-time thing, because after that he wasn't able to pitch very well. Now, he is listed as their number four, who in 26 games has 16 starts, 5-5, 6.44 ERA, and 85 strikeouts. At number five, they got a player who hasn't played in the major league yet. He is a rookie this season. In his minor league stats, in 69 games, he had 65 starts, 25-21, 3.65 ERA, and 295 strikeouts. Looks like a pretty good, solid pitcher. At number six, we got Dallas Keuchel, who in 16 starts went 3-8, 5.27 ERA, and 38 strikeouts. At number seven, we got John Eli, who in 2 games went 0-2, 20.59 ERA, and 3 strikeouts. And at number 8, we got Alex White in 23 games, 20 starts, 2-9, 5.51 ERA, and 64 strikeouts. If he wants a shot at that in the rotation spot, he's got to get a lot better record than that and ERA. 2-9 with 5.51 ERA definitely needs improvement. As for the relief pitchers, I got a couple of guys. I got Jose Veras, who in 72 games went 5-4, 3.63 ERA, 79 strikeouts, 1 save and 2 save opportunities. And we got Wesley Wright, who in 77 games went 2-2, 3.27 ERA, 54 strikeouts, 1 save and 2 save opportunities. Those are probably the two potential closers unless they sign somebody. So Jose Valverde is still available, but I don't know if they sent him an offer or anything like that. But we'll see who their opening day catcher will eventually be. Moving on to the Angels. In left field, we got the Rookie of the Year, Mike Trout. Well, for the American League at least. Center field, we got Peter Bourgeois. At right field, we got Josh Hamilton, who they just signed, who played for the Giants. Or not the Giants, the Texas Rangers, sorry. At first, we got Albert Pujols, who came off. It's probably one of his worst season yet. But even with that said, he still managed to hit 30 home runs. That's the least home runs he's hit in his career. Because in his rookie season, he had 32. So that's the second lowest. But still being able to hit 30 home runs, and that's being a low, that's very good. At second base, we got Howie Kendrick. At third base, we got Alberto Callaspo. At shortstop, we got Eric Ibar. At catcher, we got Chris Iannetta, and at DH, we got Mark Trumbo. As for starting pitching, in number one, we got Jared Weaver, who in 30 starts went 20-5, 2.81 ERA, and 142 strikeouts. At number two, we got C.J. Wilson, who in 34 starts went 13-10, 3.83 ERA, and 173 strikeouts. At number three, they got Jason Vargas, who they got from a trade from the Mariners, who they traded off for Kendry Morales. And yeah, Jason Vargas in 33 starts with the Mariners went 14-11, 3.85 ERA, and 141 strikeouts. At number 4, we got Tommy Hanson, who played for the Atlanta Braves, 31 starts, 13-10, 4.48 ERA and 161 strikeouts. And number 5, we got Joe Blanton, who came from the Phillies. 31 games, 30 starts, 10-13, 4.71 ERA and 166 strikeouts. As for the relief pitching, all I have to say is Ryan Madsen is going to be the new closer, who did not play in 2012. But in his career, he has 52 saves and 78 save opportunities, so we'll see how well he will do coming back from a down season and see if he could make up for it as a closer for the Angels. Now I'm going to be talking about the Oakland Athletics, who in left field they got Yoenis Cespedes. In center field they got Coco Crisp. At right field they got Josh Reddick. At first base they got Brandon Moss. Second base they got Adam Rosales. Third base they got Josh Donaldson. At shortstop they got Hiroyuki Nakajima, who is new to the team, who they just got from Japan, and he looks like he's going to impress this season, or that's what I'm expecting. Just like how Yoenis Cespedes impressed last season, who's going to keep building on the success from last season into this season, and maybe Nakajima could be the same way. At catcher, got John Jaso, who they got from the Mariners. And then at DH, we don't know who. They don't have anyone listed as a DH. Now, I got some ideas. Maybe Jed Lowry, who they just got from a trade from Houston, which is weird because they had him, and they have him listed as the backup shortstop to Nakajima, and he possibly could compete for that position. But maybe if he doesn't win it, he could be the DH. Maybe Chris Young, who they got from the Diamondbacks, could be the DH. And there's Derek Barton, who they signed from the free agency. I believe he used to play for the White Sox, maybe. So I can't remember. As for the starting pitching, number 1 they got Brett Anderson, who in 6 starts went 4-2, 2.57 ERA and 25 strikeouts. At number 2 they got Bartolo Colon, who in 24 starts went 10-9, 3.43 ERA and 91 strikeouts. At number 3 they got Gerard Parker, who in 29 starts 13-8, 3.47 ERA and 140 strikeouts. At number 4 they got Tommy Milone, who in 31 starts went 13-10, 3.74 ERA and 137 strikeouts. At number 5 they got AJ Griffin, who in 15 starts went 7-1, 3.06 ERA and 64 strikeouts. At number 6 they got Dan Straley, who in 7 starts went 2-1, 3.89 ERA and 32 strikeouts. At number 7 they got Andrew Warner, who in 8 starts went 2-3, 5.58 ERA and 35 strikeouts. And for their relief pitching, they got Grant Balfour, who possibly could be their closer, who went 75 games, 3-2, 2.53 ERA, 72 strikeouts, 24 saves, and 26 save opportunities. So solid numbers there. And then also want to say that they have a lot of pitching depth in relief. They have 11 guys fighting for spots when usually you only need 7 or 8 guys in the bullpen. So we'll see how that fares because they have a lot of competition, and you know what they always say. Pitching depth is always a plus for any team. So that's a good thing to see a team with 11 guys fighting for. Now moving on to the Texas Rangers. In left field we got David Murphy. In center field they got Craig Gentry. In right field they got Nelson Cruz. At first base they got Mitch Moreland. At second base they got Ian Kinsler. At third base they got Adrian Beltre, who just came off a great season. Shortstop they got Elvis Andrus. At catcher they got AJ Pierzynski. And at designated hitter they got Lance Berkman. Now, even though they lost Josh Hamilton and got replaced by David Murphy in left field and Craig Gentry in center field, they did sign Lance Berkman to be their designated hitter, which could make up for that. But then you also have to remember that they lost Mike Napoli too, and they replaced him with veteran AJ Pierzynski, which Pierzynski provides a solid bat. He does have good defense behind the plate, but Napoli has way more hitting power. And I don't know if that's what Texas is shooting for or if they're just looking for a solid defense, but I definitely think that losing Napoli was a big hit as well as losing Josh Hamilton. As for their starting pitching, number 1 they got Matt Harrison, who in 32 starts went 18-11, 3.29 ERA and 133 strikeouts. At number 2 they got Yu Darvish, who was Rookie of the Year. Oh, no, not Rookie. He was one of the. I guess he was one of the candidates for Rookie of the Year. I'm sorry, but he did make the All-Star team last year, which was pretty cool. Who in 29 starts went 16-9, 3.90 ERA and 221 strikeouts. So definitely a great pitcher right there. At number 3 they got Derek Holland, who in 29 games, 27 starts, went 12-7, 4.67 ERA and 145 strikeouts. At number 4 they got Alexei Ogando, who in 58 games, 1 start, went 2-0, 3.27 ERA, 66 strikeouts, 3 saves and 6 save opportunities. So I guess I think he might have been the setup guy last season. Now he's going to be moved over to the bullpen, so this should be interesting. At number 5, they got Martin Perez, who in 12 games had 6 starts, 1-4, 5.45 ERA, and 25 strikeouts. And at number 6, they got Colby Lewis, who had 16 starts, 6-6, 3.43 ERA, and 93 strikeouts. And in the bullpen, we got 3 guys to point out. First, they got Joe Nathan, who just came off a good season last year, who kept getting injured in the past, but he finally came back for a full season last year, who in 66 games went 3-5, 2.80 ERA, 78 strikeouts, 37 saves, and 40 save opportunities. Next up, we got Joakim Soria, former Royals closer. Coming from a Royals player, I'm gonna miss that guy. He was a good closer. He was definitely a great closer, and it kind of sucks seeing him going to another team. But he did not get to play in 2012 at all because of Tommy John surgery. But in his career, he went 298 games, 13-15, 2.40 ERA, 341 strikeouts, 160 saves, and 180 save opportunities. So he's definitely a dominant closer. And then number 3, we got Neftali Feliz, who got injured early last season, so he didn't get to finish out the season. In 8 games, went 7 starts, 3-1, 2.67 ERA, and 37 strikeouts. And lastly, we got the Seattle Mariners, who in left field they got Mike Morse from the Washington Nationals. Center field they got Franklin Gutierrez. Who in right field we got Michael Sanders. At first base we got Justin Smoke. Second base we got Dustin Ackley. At third base we got Kyle Seager. At shortstop we got Brendan Ryan. At catcher we got Jesus Montero, who does not have to play DH anymore because John Jaso isn't there anymore. And at DH we got Kendry Morales, who just came off a redeeming season from being injured the last couple of seasons with the Angels. So, and then for the starting pitching, you got Felix Hernandez, who just re-signed a 7-year extension to his contract, and he was actually really excited. He likes Seattle and the atmosphere. So, I'm glad that he got to stay with the team that he wanted. Let's first start off. In 33 starts, went 13-9, 3.06 ERA, and 223 strikeouts. At number 2, we got Hisashi Iwakuma, who in 30 games, 16 starts, went 9-5, 3.16 ERA, and 101 strikeouts. At number 3, we got Blake Beavan, who in 26 starts, went 11-11, 4.43 ERA, and 67 strikeouts. At number 4, we got Eraso Ramirez, who in 16 games had 8 starts, 1-3, 3.36 ERA, and 48 strikeouts. At number 5, we got Hector Noesi, who in 22 games had 18 starts, 2-12, 5.82 ERA, and 68 strikeouts. And at relief pitching, I just want to point out the closer. His name is Tom Wilhelmsen. Had 73 games, went 4-3, 2.50 ERA, 87 strikeouts, 29 saves, and 34 save opportunities. So he definitely looks like he could be a pretty good closer if the Mariners could bring success on offense and at starting pitching, which they seem pretty stacked on. So now the last thing I would like to do is just to project where each team will be by the end of the season. At number 1, I think it'll be the Angels, no doubt, and they got the starting pitching. They got definitely got the offense because you saw the addition of Josh Hamilton, and they have an alright bullpen, so I think they'll take number 1. At number 2, I have, let's see, where is it? The Texas Rangers. Even though they did lose Josh Hamilton, Mike Napoli, I still think that they have a great bullpen. They have a great starting staff, or pitching staff, and they have a pretty decent offense, led by Adrian Beltre. So I think they could still pull off a number 2 spot in the standings. At number 3, I got the Oakland Athletics. Even though they had great success last season making the playoffs, they did add a bunch of new people, but I think what's holding them back is their starting rotation. That just does not look like a strong rotation to me. I mean, you see guys like Gerard Parker, Tommy Malone could bring some success, but the rest of the team, I don't know. And A.J. Griffin sounds like a pretty good pitcher too, so we'll see about that. Now, they definitely have depth in the rotation. They got depth in the bullpen, so that could be an advantage to them. And also, they don't have a designated hitter, so if they don't find someone quick, we could see a down season. I don't know. But number 3 is where I see them at. Number 4, I got the Seattle Mariners. Even though they made a lot of changes, addition of Mike Morse, they got an addition to Kendry Morales, the extension of Felix Hernandez. I definitely still think that they might, for once, they won't be in last place because, obviously I have them down as last place, but I'll explain why. But even with that said, they're not in last place anymore, so they did move up 1. But I do not see them being better than 4th, maybe possibly 3rd, but that's the best that I see them at. And number 5, I have the Houston Astros. Now, you're asking me why I put Houston at number 5. Well, they do have pitching depth. I can tell you that. In the rotation, in the bullpen, they have depth. But most of their team is young guys. A lot of young guys. A lot of young talent. A lot of development that still needs to happen. So I see them in a couple of seasons being a dominant team. But as of right now, they're just way too young. They still need to develop, which is why I don't see them doing better than 5th place, possibly 4th if they get lucky. Now, they did add Carlos Pena to be their DH, which he's definitely going to add a lot of power to that lineup. But you look at the rest of the team, you saw Jose Altuve, who just made the All-Star team last year, was a great asset. And you look at the rest of the team, these guys are mostly young guys, a lot of young guys, rookies, and you just got to watch out for them. And they look like they're going to develop pretty well. Well, that's the end of the show. My name is Mo, and this is KCMO Sports. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on our channel.